Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
So the Mets are rolling. They have won their fourth consecutive series after taking 2 out of 3 over the Athletics this weekend in West Sacramento. They improved to 10-5 and now sit alone atop the NL East standings with a 1-game lead over the Phillies, as now they continue their road trip heading out to Minnesota. So today we're going to preview that series and a couple things that we should be watching for in Minneapolis. But before I do that, guys, if you're new to the channel, I am Tony Metro. I do daily Mets content. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and leave this video a like so you know when I'm posting new stuff. So the Mets are in a stretch of 13 games in 13 days. They take on Minnesota, who enters this series at 5-11 on the season. Here are the 3 things that I'm focused on this week in Minnesota. Number 1, what's going on with Juan Soto? Soto started the year doing his usual Soto things, getting on base, keeping a high OBP, but since then it's really been underwhelming. Soto had just 1 hit during the series this weekend versus the Athletics in 9 at-bats. I thought Soto would break out versus the Athletics this weekend with the warmer weather and that ballpark and the way it plays. Obviously, that was not the case. Hopefully he starts to turn things around in Minnesota beginning tonight. The number 2 thing that I'm focused on during this series is Edwin Diaz okay. Diaz came in Friday night with a 3-run lead, looked like a soft spot for him to get back on track. He walked the tightrope, giving up 2 runs, very barely escaping that one, stranding the tying run at third base. Before that, on Wednesday in the final game of the series with the Marlins, Diaz was summoned for a non-save opportunity with the Mets trailing 2-0. He was roughed up for 3 runs in that one, including a homer, and unable to even complete the inning. There's not a chance the Mets are considering a change in the closer role this early in the season, but if Ryan Stanek and AJ Minter continue to pitch as well as they have and Diaz struggles, it could be something that's talked about in the coming weeks. And the number 3 thing that I'm watching for this series, can the Mets take advantage of a sliding Minnesota Twins team? The Twins enter the series with a 5-11 record, 3-7 over their last 10 games. They do pitch relatively well. They have a 3.85 earned run average as a staff, but they haven't gotten much offensively. I would like to see the Mets sweep this Twins team. 2 out of 3 would suffice, but this is an opportunity for the Mets to pad up on what I think is probably not one of the stronger teams in all of baseball. So the pitching matchups for this series tonight, the Mets will have Clay Holmes going up against Joe Ryan. Tomorrow it will be Tylor Megill going against Bailey Ober. And then on Wednesday, Griffin Canning will take on David Festa. But I just want to focus on tonight's matchup specifically. Joe Ryan is easily the Twins' best starter. 4th big league season, career 3.88 ERA. 3 starts so far. Last time out though, 7 innings of shutout ball against a talented Royals lineup. And that's a perfect segue into the next segment of this video. My 3 big predictions, and number 1 is if the Mets win on Monday night, they will sweep this series from the Twins. Like I said, Joe Ryan will be the toughest test for the Mets this week. After that, though, Bailey Ober and David Festa, 2 guys you've probably never heard of, are slated to make starts on Tuesday and Wednesday against the Mets. These pitching matchups should favor the Mets, and I firmly believe if they take tonight's game against the Twins, they will sweep the 3-game series from the Twins. My number 2 prediction for this series, Brett Baty will start all 3 games at second base, but he'll be sent down to AAA when the Mets return to New York Thursday. To say it's been a rough start for Baty would be an understatement. We know Baty struggled. It's been well documented. Twitter has been relentless. He got the start Saturday and Sunday. He had a hit in each of them, including a triple in the 8th inning on Sunday, but overall just a 139 average this year and has yet to draw a walk. In the meantime, 2 Mets starters are getting healthy and on their way back, that being Jeff McNeil and Francisco Alvarez. McNeil played in 6 innings at second base on Sunday. I think he'll be brought back to the big league roster by Thursday night when the Mets return home to New York to open their series with the Cardinals. Baty has not performed well. Luis Angel Acuna clearly offers more defensively, and with his speed on the bases, I think Baty's time in the big leagues is coming to an end fast. We'll see if or when he gets his next opportunity with the Mets. And my 3rd prediction for this series, the Mets will place Jose Siri on the injured list and Tyrone Taylor will take off with extended playing time. On Saturday, Jose Siri fouled a ball off his shin and was removed from the game. You could see Siri was in obvious pain, unable to put any weight on that leg, and of course, sat out on Sunday. The Mets have gotten virtually no production from the duo of Taylor and Siri in center field. To this point, in 57 combined at-bats, a 141 batting average, and just a 211 on-base percentage. But Taylor had a knock against Mason Miller in the 9th on Saturday and a triple on Sunday in his 4 at-bats. I think this could be a blessing in disguise. Obviously, we don't want anyone getting injured, but giving Taylor some extended and consistent playing time and letting him get in a groove could be exactly what the Mets need to start getting some contributions at the plate from one of their center fielders. I think with some consistent starts, Tyrone Taylor will more closely resemble the 2024 version than what we've seen out of him here in 2025. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section below. Is this the series that Juan Soto finally breaks out? Do the Mets have a problem with Edwin Diaz as their closer? And what's your prediction for this Mets and Twins series? Be sure to tune in later when we do a post-game stream here on my channel. Until then, I'm Tony Metro. Stay true to the orange and blue.